Business owners who have the audacity to hold events such as drag queen, drag, drag story time should really read the room and think about the moral and societal implications of exposing vulnerable children to the use of pronouns, the idea that you can choose your gender, and cross dressing giant overgrown makeup covered men. The Watsonville Family Center, called Races Ye Carino, is holding a drag story time on May 21st for all ages. And to encourage families to participate, it's free, of course. Despite the moniker, children are resilient, that was thrown around the last 3 years regarding how much their lives were turned upside down as a mother and as an adult working in healthcare, I can see very clearly how children are vulnerable and we need to protect them. The most disturbing trend in the last few years is the destruction of the innocence of childhood in an attempt to validate insecure and mentally ill adults. Now, what is inaccurate about any of that? Okay, this new guy, it's a young man, Adam Joseph. So interim editor. So I guess he took on because this other guy either got fired or quit. They didn't ever say what happened. So this is they haven't decided who the New World Order editor for this free weekly is going to be yet. But Santa Cruz is an Illuminati town. This guy told me that, has a big tattoo on his arm that says Illuminati, that the Rothschilds have a mansion about half a mile down the street here. So, and I'm not joking about this. So, and this guy, when he did a little article about a cover article about this cover band that has this guy that was in the Doobie Brothers that played the White Album Ensemble, and he said, "Happiness is a warm gun" is might be my favorite song of all time. So I take a risk to bring this fact up, but I mean that's what he put in his editorial. So I'm just letting you know what kind of how steeply entrenched into the how far into the enemy lines I am here. How much of a captured zone this town is. How much of a psychologically tortured um, captured region this is. I mean, it is psychologically. But I just have to say, I don't believe anyone's born in the wrong body. I mean, this gender dysmorphia exists. I mean, a lot of people think they were, but my belief, actually, if you want to know, comes from the book, The Visions of Lame Deer. And he was a shaman, a Native American shaman that actually, he put on lipstick and a red dress and high heels. He actually fought bulls as a transvestite. So he didn't have any facial hair. He was a fully Native American. He would get in a barrel or stand on top of the barrel and fight bulls with high heels on and lipstick. Now that's a sacred clown. He said about 3% of the tribe would wear women's clothes or want to do the work of women. They called them wink tees. So I believe about 3% of people are naturally, organically homosexual and transvestite, and they called them wink tees. And he said that the interesting thing is they would give people a power name, whisper a power name in their ear. So yeah, several of the kindest people I've met in this town have been homosexuals, transvestites, transsexuals, people who had their body cut up because they were in the wrong body. And, I send prayers of peace out to them. I respect their heart. Um, but I'm sad, and the creators of the Matrix as well. Both those brothers. I send prayers of peace to them. If at all possible, man. It just goes to show you how far the dark takes it. Okay, so after printing that, See, this has a circulation of 500,000 in this local region of Santa Cruz, California, right? So after printing that, this is what happened. This is in the editorial page of the next week, okay? Last week, Good Times ran an anonymous transphobic letter to the editor. It was an error to publish this letter and was contrary to our long-held publication standards and tradition of supporting LGBTQ rights. We apologize unequivocally to the community in general and to anyone in particular who was offended or hurt by its appearance. Well, I just want to take this moment to say I want to say thank you to Adam Joseph for having the courage to print this, even though felt like you had to print these two explanations to apologize, because no other person had the courage, including the Santa Cruz community, newsletter, free newsletter about spiritual awakening from the person who supposedly channels Sri Yukteswar, and any of these other publications around here. So no one else had the courage. The other ones are more New World Order than this. So we apologize unequivocally for the community in general and to anyone in particular who was offended or hurt by its appearance, and that the idea that a mother should protect her children from going into this, sex hormone blockers, etc. There is no place for hate speech in this community or in these pages, period. So see how this mother standing up with extreme courage in the middle of this New World Order Illuminati town, very adamantly obedient to never allowing anyone to speak the truth. They allow me to say it because I'm a dude in a tent who is a crazy person. Okay. Now because they printed the truth, it has to be called hate speech after they apologize unequivocally, right? There's no place for this hate speech to allow a mother to stand up for the rights of children. We have removed this letter from GT's digital channels. Okay, they removed it, they deleted it, and have taken steps to ensure that future editions are more carefully reviewed to prevent a recurrence of this type of mistake. We will be following up with LGBTQIA plus community members and leaders to discuss how Good Times can support a safer and more inclusive community and not allow mothers to say their piece at all, even if it was anonymous. Our commitment to conversation about values we share as a community and facilitating dialogue in a journalistic context will continue. Okay, and I wrote, of course, institutionally coerced child mutilation and an ID that requires surgery and hormones is not okay to that soul's peace of mind. Okay. And this person, I'm telling you, this person is one of the nicest people I've met here in years, and they did that to themselves, and it made me cry a tear when I think about it. Trans people